This is a big deal. This was designed. You think Chick-fil-A is designed for addiction? This was highly intentional. Phone in its settings tells you how far it has to be off of your body to prevent cancer. It tells you if you go to your settings.
Oh, hey! Did you know that the Holy Bible was actually pieced together by government officials in the 4th century when Emperor Constantine gathered a bunch of bishops at the Council of Nicaea and they voted on which books got included?
That's why you don't have any power in your religion against your enemy, because you are worshiping in the religion that your enemy gave you.
Grand Rising family, welcome back to another episode of Lady Boss Energy, where we uplift, motivate, and inspire each other to get our shit together. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know somebody who needs to see this or you think would enjoy watching this, share it with them. These videos are for entertainment purposes. I am not responsible for what you do or don't believe. This is your journey. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Today's affirmation is, I choose to let negative feelings go and let joy in. Spend 15 minutes doing something you love. I am doing this video and I love it. I love doing this. And I know right now my channel is small, but I just want to say, if you do watch my channel, I appreciate you. If you want a shout out, comment something so I can shout you out. Show love and I will show love back. I know my channel's small, but it's not gonna be forever. In a year from now, when my channel is pop, lock, and dropping, I could say like, those are day one supporters. And I want to build something amazing here. I want to build a community that uplifts each other, that loves each other, that is positive and knows that you can do anything you put your mind to. And we're going to build it together. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do this. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get straight into it.
Open up your throat chakra to regulate your nervous system, because your throat chakra is responsible for communication and self-expression. Your throat chakra is responsible for you telling your truth. So in other words, talk your shit. This is how your body knows that you got your own back.
Talk your
that
shit.
You got yourself. Because when your throat chakra is closed, you don't know how to speak up for yourself. And when you don't speak up for yourself, that shit dysregulates your nervous system. This is how you let your nervous system know that we're safe and I trust us.
We're safe and I trust us.
Stay away from people in survival mode. Their pride turns into irrational behavior, which makes them dangerous. The way they deal with self-hatred is by misspending. Money is misspent to compensate for insecurities and feeling inferior. You want to buy the approval. You want to buy the products that restructure the image. Gucci bag, Prada, it's not real happiness. They'd rather look like they're happy than actually do the internal work to actually be happy. It all starts from home. The kids grow up anxious because their parents complain to them about bills. It makes the kids feel like a burden, making them carry adult stress early. And when you share financial struggles with your children, it makes them feel guilty. And now they don't want to ask for nothing. Now they're on the street making money in wrong ways. The best form of conditioning never comes in a form that tells you you're being conditioned. For example, you're conditioned to only be loved when you're a fucking clown, loud and belligerent, flashy clothes. But when you're being yourself, you're casted out and called a nerd. You're trying to fit in. You're focused on proving and not improving. And then you don't want to go home because your parents are making you feel like a burden. So now you're staying outside, causing trouble. And then low vibrational women influence it by rewarding that behavior. A lot of women are drawn to this confidence because it feels like protection or dominance. But it's really emotional instability masked as masculinity. So women influence it. Parents make us worry about bills when that's their job. It gets glorified through music. Now we think we gotta be gangster to get respect and validation.
Yep.
Street people aren't bad or evil. They're just limited. They cannot do better because of their current level of understanding and awareness. And in a way, that makes us no better than them. Nope. But if you want to elevate in life, stay away from them.
I used to be attracted to men like that. I used to be attracted to the thugs, to the gangbangers, to the drug dealers. I would not give my attention. If you were not a gangbanger or a drug dealer or a thug, I'm good. I'm good, bro. You can't have this because I'm a gangsta bitch. That was my attitude. And I real life thought that was cool. I thought I was cool. I thought that was love. And it's not. It's not love. Them guys don't love themselves. And women that are attracted to broken men like that, I'm going to tell you exactly what our thought process is. Oh, he's broken. He's never been with a girl that actually loved him. They're only with him for his money. I'll show him real love. I'll be loyal. As long as I'm his main chick, I don't care. That's exactly it. We're loud. And we're like, I'll beat that girl's ass. Was that girl? I mean, I could back up the shit that I was talking, but I'm just saying. Like, I didn't go out looking for fights. But you couldn't tell me shit. He loves me. And there's nothing you could tell me different. And now, because I've done the work within myself, that is false security. That is false confidence. I don't want that. I'm not attracted to that. If you are a thug or you are a gangbanger or a drug dealer, stay away from me. Stay away from me. Period. Like, even as a friend, I don't want that. I do not want that in my life at all anymore. Because I know what it is. It's fake. Not saying they're fake. They're just broken, they're unhealed, and they're lost. And it's sad, and it sucks. And that is why we are here. We are back to make this world a better place. We are here to finish what we started so long ago. And I say that with confidence. I'm beginning to remember who I am. It's beautiful. Rise up. Remember who you are. And let's take this world back. And what I just said isn't true. I'm just kidding.
This is a big deal. This was designed. You think Chick-fil-A is designed for addiction? This was highly intentional. Phone in its settings tells you how far it has to be off of your body to prevent cancer. It tells you if you go to your settings to general, you scroll all the way down to legal and regulatory. Who knew this was in the bowels? Do you see it?
I'm in it.
Legal and regulatory, click it. The very bottom one says RF exposure. That stands for radio frequency exposure. And then it tells you, mine is on the second paragraph. This must be 5 millimeter separation off of your body. It's about a pencil eraser. So they're covered when you get brain cancer because you put your phone to your head.
I always speak on speakerphone.
You bet you do. Distance is your friend with radio frequency, with electromagnetic fields. But they just came out with a study. Just literally, the further this is away from you, the better. We're seeing a higher rate of testicular cancer on young men because they put their phone. Get your phone out of your pocket. Get it away from your testicles.
That's crazy.
Yes. So back when these were smaller and women put them in their breast, we saw breast cancers the shape of that lithium battery in there. This is radioactive.
That is wild. I knew that the phones...
What does the matrix look like? Let me show you. Now, despite what you might be thinking...
This video, I watched this video all the way through. When he says what he says, I was like, no, they're the same. You can't tell me different. I don't believe you. I think for myself. I don't go with the crowd. I just don't. It's that simple. Watch this video.
These two circles are not equal. I repeat, these two circles are not equal. One is in fact larger than the other. What I need you to do is determine which one that is. So, please raise your hand if you believe the blue circle is larger than the red.
That's wild.
All right. Please raise your hand if you believe the red circle is larger than the blue. All right, very good. Now, before I said anything about these two circles, what was your first instinct? Equal, right? because they look equal. And the reason why they look equal is because, in fact, they are equal. These two circles are identical. Yet I got just about every one of you to raise your hand and say that they're not. So what do we learn? That you can be manipulated like that to believe in something that goes against your natural instincts. Just imagine as a child you're taught that the blue circle is larger than the red. If you say it enough times, you convince yourself that's the truth. If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality. And if enough people are taught that lie, that the blue circle is larger than the red, well, now it becomes part of the culture. And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation, well, now it becomes tradition.
It's true, though. That's wild.
It's crazy to think. Some people need no proof to believe a lie, but need all the proof in the world to believe the truth.
That's crazy. That is facts. Think for yourself, man. Think for yourself.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you.
They're telling us something there.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes.
Oh, it's real, baby.
You think you know how the world works. You think that this material universe is all there is. What is real? Thoughts shape reality. This universe is only one of an infinite number. Worlds without end. Who are you in this vast multiverse?
That was beautiful.
Teach me.
No.
If you know what movie that is, will somebody put it in the comments? I know there's not a lot of people
Adam
that
and
watch
Eve
this,
were never
please.
about two people.
You know what
They
movie
were
that
about
was?
how life
Mhm.
sparks inside of us. Adam is the atom, the structure of creation. Eve is the electron, the charge that brings the atom to life. Are you taking notes? The story says that she came from his rib, but inside every atom are ribbons of energy that have to open for that current to move. That's the moment creation begins, energy leaving from spirit, waking up inside matter. And it's the same story that is written through the body. God is the higher mind, the cerebellum. Devil is the lower mind, the cerebellum. Heaven is the head, the highest point. Hell is the heel, the lowest point. The snake is the electromagnetic energy rising up the spine. And the tree of knowledge is self-awareness. Adam and Eve aren't history. It's a story about us, how the divine energy of God waking up inside his own creation. That's my opinion. Yep. You tell me what you think, though.
She said it, I didn't. What do you think?
All I'm saying is drinking the blood and eating the flesh don't sound like a ritual to you? So you want me to consume the blood and the flesh of another being? So cannibalism. Just saying it out loud is the ultimate symbolism of cannibalism. Like, How do people not see that shit? I don't give a damn if it's just juice and bread. It's the symbology behind it. Because that's the thing about a ritual. It doesn't have to be the actual ritual. It could just be symbolic of the ritual. So not only are you eating his flesh and drinking his blood, but you have his tortured corpse posted up behind you. I think a lot of people are in psychosis.
Let me show you something that most people will never hear in church. The universe was not created in 7 days. It was created in 7 movements of light and sound. And that story is hidden within your body. In the beginning, there was consciousness, infinite awareness, no shape, no time, no matter. And it said, I want to know myself. That decision created geometry. One perfect circle, the first thought, the first container. That circle was source, God, whatever you want to call it. So to create, that circle moved and created a second circle. Same size, overlapping perfectly. The space in between is the vesica piscis, the womb of light, the eye of God, the yoni of the feminine, the stargate of reality. When those 2 circles met, light was born, sound was born, form was born. That's what let there be light really mean. Not a man in the sky flipping a switch, but geometry unfolding itself through vibration. So then came 3, 6, 7 circles, which creates the seed of life. This is Genesis. Each day equals a day of creation. And on that 7th, source didn't rest. The code was complete. That seed became the flower of life, a living map of energy, frequency, and form. Every cell in your body follows it. Your DNA, your fingertips, the spiral of your hair, the way your heart beats, it's all repeating that sacred pattern. Now, if you look deeper, every ancient temple from Kemet to Mexico encoded this shape. They knew that geometry was the language of source. The Vatican locked it up and modern religion buried it under dogma. But it's your spine, your pineal gland, your breath, your blood. You are not separate from the creator. You are a fractal of it. Genesis wasn't meant to be taken literally. It's an encrypted formula of cosmic birth, and it's still unfolded in you right now. The real sin was teaching you to worship something outside of yourself. Because the truth is, source is geometry, and you are the geometry made flesh.
I'm sure the people in hell wish they had one more Sunday in church. That's the kind of line they throw at you to scare you into a pew. But let's talk facts, not fear. When the Bible was translated into English, it flattened 3 very different words into one: hell. Sheol from Hebrew, meaning the grave. Hades, Greek mythology, meant the underworld. Gehenna from Aramaic was a real trash-burning valley outside of Jerusalem. Jesus used it as a warning, not a map of the afterlife. So, religion didn't translate it, they repurposed it. But let me give you perspective. Once religious institutions realized that fear could shape the behavior faster than love or wisdom, hell became the ultimate consequence. Instead of teaching people how to grow through inner transformation, religion taught them how to avoid hell, shifting the focus from soul development to sin management. Because when you're trying to guide a large group of people, you have 2 options. Teach them to understand and transform within, or threaten them into obedience. And that's where religion stepped in, not to awaken your soul, but to manage your behavior. So most people's beliefs about hell are always inherited, never investigated. Because if they were, they would look it up and see that the etymological meaning of hell is a hidden or covered place. And once you start questioning hell, it doesn't fall apart. It exposes itself as a tool, not a truth. And suddenly you'll realize it wasn't built to warn you about the afterlife. It was built to control you in this one.
You ever wonder why they say the eyes are the window to the soul? That's because your eye is a black hole. This is what an eye looks like underneath a microscope. And what does the eye do? It sucks in light. And that's exactly what a black hole does. It sucks in light. Your soul is an entire universe that exists within you. And just like how our external universe sucks in light, your internal universe sucks in light. As above, so below. It's an ancient correspondence between the macrocosm and the microcosm. The macrocosm is the universe, everything that's external from you. And the microcosm is within you, your internal universe, everything within. Your eye and black holes are the exact same thing, just on different scales. Everything, the entire universe consists of light. Your eye absorbs light codes to make up your internal universe. Everything you see is simply light being sucked into your eyes to create your internal universe, your internal reality. Nothing in this entire universe is separate from you like you think it is.
Oh, hey! Did you know that the Holy Bible was actually pieced together by government officials in the 4th century when Emperor Constantine gathered a bunch of bishops at the Council of Nicaea and they voted on which books got included? A lot of powerful texts were left out. Books that taught the power of your own intuition and embodiment, how the kingdom of heaven is within you, what true sovereignty is and anything at all about the divine feminine. Like the Book of Enoch, which talked about divine beings teaching humans ancient knowledge. Or the Gospel of Mary, where Magdalene was actually a priestess, a channel, who remembered her past lives and led a rebellion alongside Yeshua to awaken people from their blind faith. Or the Gospel of Thomas, which said the kingdom of God is within you, not in a temple, or a priest, or a savior. Yeah, those were mixed. Didn't fit the narrative, I guess. So they were buried. And the ones that did make the cut, yeah, they taught you that sin was a default setting, that obedience was how you entered the gates of heaven, and that the fear of God was the path to salvation, literally claiming it's okay to unalive entire populations if God tells you to take their land. Or the ones that say women should be silent, obey their husbands, or be stoned, respectfully, of course. God said it was okay. And that's what made the final cut. It gets better. You know how the Bible calls God Lord like 6,000 times, and we keep thinking it's talking about some creator God who sent his son into a blood sacrifice, when Lord was actually the title used for emperors, slave owners, and ruling class back then? It's not a book of spiritual guidance. It's political, and it was strategically manipulated to keep the power in the hands of the elite empires that still run the systems today, by the way. Super weird.
Jesus did not come to earth to try and start a religion. This is what he actually came for. Jesus's followers were called the Way, meaning that they were following a path. And one of Jesus's main messages was that the kingdom of heaven is within you. He would repeatedly refer to God and heaven is within you. And what Jesus was doing was he was teaching the path of God, and he was showing people how to walk with God. But what happened was that religions were formed after his death and distorted his teachings. They used them to have control over people. They taught you to worship Jesus so that you would always feel less than. And here's the thing, while Jesus was alive, he challenged religions that were using fear and rules, like the Pharisees, instead of love. So Jesus was actually against religion, and then religions were created to try and distort Jesus's message to have control over people. Jesus was here to show you the path of God and to show you that God lives within each and every single one of us. So the more that we can move away from religious dogma and actually get to the true message, we will start to recognize that we are one, we are together, and God lives within us.
Listen carefully. The true Jesus was a teacher of freedom, not religion. But centuries later, rulers twisted his story for control. Fact 1. In 325 AD, the Council of Nicaea decided which Gospels to keep and which to burn. The words of Thomas, Mary Magdalene, and others erased. Why? Because they revealed your direct connection to spirit. Fact 2. Pagan holidays like Saturnalia and Sol Invictus were rebranded as Christmas and Easter. They mixed lies with truth to control time itself. Fact 3. Popes and kings turned salvation into a business. Tithes, indulgences, and fear became tools of power. Fact 4. They painted Jesus as European, erasing his true roots in the Middle East and Africa so that power would look white and holy. Fact 5. They erased the sacred feminine. Mary Magdalene, once teacher and companion, was labeled a sinner to strip women of spiritual authority. They didn't just rewrite history, they rewrote your memory. Jesus never built a church, he built awakening. They stole it, but the fire still lives inside you.
They're not the same. I mean, how could they possibly be the same when the Jesus in your Bible and the Jesus in Gnostic texts are so fundamentally different that they're almost unrecognizable as the same person? One came to die for your sins and the other came to teach you that sin is an illusion and you're already God. And the early church violently suppressed one version to protect the other. Let me tell you exactly how different these two versions are, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with the simplest point of who Jesus Christ really is. Canonical Jesus is the Son of God, literally God incarnate, the second person of the Trinity, fully divine, and he's fully human. He's unique. There's never been anyone like him before or since. Now, Gnostic Jesus is an eon, a divine emanation sent from the Pleroma, but here's the thing, he's not unique in being divine. You are also divine. He came to remind you of what you already are, not to be something that you can never be. See the difference? One is the exceptional savior, and the other is the example showing you what's possible for everyone. Now let's talk about why exactly Jesus came. Canonical Jesus came to die. That's his entire mission. Humanity sinned, God demands blood sacrifice for atonement, and Jesus offers himself as the perfect sacrifice. His death reconciles humanity with God, and the crucifixion is the point. But Gnostic Jesus came to teach. His mission is revealing gnosis, hidden knowledge that wakes people up. The crucifixion? Well, in some Gnostic texts, it didn't even happen. In the Gospel of Judas, Jesus laughs at the disciples for thinking that his physical death matters. In other texts, the Christ spirit left the body before crucifixion, so only the human shell really died. One version makes the crucifixion everything, and the other version makes it either irrelevant or literally a trick. Now let's talk about what Jesus teaches. Canonical Jesus teaches faith, obedience, and moral living, saying, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes through the Father except through me. Believe in him, follow his commandments, avoid sin, and everything's fine. Salvation through accepting Jesus as Lord is the order of the day. But Gnostic Jesus teaches self-knowledge. In the Gospel of Thomas, he says, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. He's not asking for belief, rather he's demanding inner work, saying the kingdom of God is within you, not heaven after you die, within you, right now. He's not saying, believe in me, he's saying, become what I am. Now let's talk about the nature of God himself. Canonical Jesus worships and prays to the Father, the Tetragrammaton, or the God of the Old Testament that some call Yahweh. He's the creator of heaven and earth himself. But Gnostic Jesus explicitly rejects the Old Testament God. In Gnostic texts, Jesus reveals that Yahweh is the demiurge, the false God, the ignorant creator, and that the real God, the true Father, is the transcendent monad beyond the material universe. Now, Canonical Jesus and Gnostic Jesus aren't even talking about the same God. Now let's get into the most controversial point, which is salvation and how it comes about. This is clearly the big one, and in canonical salvation, you are a sinner. You cannot save yourself, and you need Jesus to save you through a sacrificial death. Accept him, confess your sins.
I wanted him to keep going.
That's why you don't have any power in your religion against your enemy, because you are worshiping in the religion that your enemy gave you. Your enemy gave you Christianity. Your enemy gave you this religion. A slave.
Do y'all realize that for the primitive time period that Jesus lived in, he explained universal consciousness and oneness the best way he could? The best way people could understand universal consciousness back then was just by calling it God. Let's not forget in Psalm 82 verse 6, Jesus said that ye are gods. Jesus also called himself God. Jesus is saying that we all are God. And Jesus was killed for saying that because back then it was heresy to do that. Do you know what heresy is? Heresy is basically when you go against the religious beliefs of the current time period. And that's exactly what Jesus did. Heresy back then was punishable by death. Jesus was simply trying to wake up humanity. Y'all ever notice that every time there's a woke, spiritual, or conscious person trying to spread knowledge and information and wake people up, they always get killed? It happens all the time.
Bro, they're looking at me like I'm losing my marbles.
The whole point of life is evolution. Study your laws of the universe. The law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law of equivalent exchange. Study your laws, the laws of cause and effect, the karmic cycle. Study your laws. Dwell into your mind, meditate. Understand that you can alter your realms by your train of thought. The minute you slow down your thought, you're able to leave your body through astral projection. You're only enslaved if you can't control your mind. So while you can and while you don't have the whole world against you, or you don't have a lot of worries, worry on freeing your mind from this realm. When you can free your mind from this realm, everything is but a thought. And if you can't free your mind, then you're a slave to this realm. The whole goal is you live and then you die. You can die plenty times while you're alive. The ideal physical death is completion.
Die to all your bad habits, all your old ways.
You have to stop thinking that the New Year's in January at the deadest time of the year when the New Year's in April right now. The resurrection of the S-U-N was just now. They told you it's the resurrection of the S-O-N. You usher in all this energy and you giving energy to zodiac signs and all this when you're not even connected to nature. God's sun dies. The S-U-N dies on December 22nd for 3 days. And on the 25th, it rises again. That's called the winter solstice. The sun just died. They told you it was Jesus. That's why it gets dark early in December. Same thing when you come around here to April. Now the sun is resurrecting, is rising again. That's why it's early. It's light at 6 o'clock now.
And that don't got nothing to do with daylight savings time.
No, man. I know a lot of people think that it's funny, but it's not funny when your children are growing up with all these different entities and energies and they can't really live out their full potential because they're not connected to nature.
Not a single one of you wants to hear this, but once you become conscious, life stops being fun and it becomes a curse. Try watching a movie. You can't. Your brain instantly detects the propaganda, the messaging, the psychological fingerprints of whoever funded the script. Try going to a party and everyone looks like an NPC running outdated software. It's a circus of insecurity held together by dopamine withdrawals and fake confidence. Or try going on a date. You don't see her, you see the father wound, the validation addiction, the mask she learned to wear. Consciousness does not set you free. It isolates you. It disconnects you from the clown world everyone else still is pretending is normal. So once you see the code behind the simulation, you can't unsee it ever again. All that's left is silence and the cold comfort of knowing it's the only thing that isn't lying to you.
I feel like that video was made to make people not want to be conscious. He's not lying, but he is. Because I will tell you this, when you become conscious, you got to do the work within yourself. You got to face your demons. You have to learn to love them and you have to learn to coexist with them. Okay, that's part one. Part two is knowing who we are. Okay, we rise up and we realize who we are. We realize that everything is a lie. We start becoming the change that we want to see in the world, but we do it collectively, right? It is not what he said it is. He's lying. I will tell you that right now because life is so freaking exciting and amazing and magical. I love being awakened. Yes, it sucks when you see the propaganda. Yes, it sucks. But it doesn't because you are consciously aware of what is going on in the world. I love being by myself. I cannot wait until I can be by myself with my person. When I tell you that I am on the frequency, that I have everything I already want. I already have my person. I already have my forever home. I already have all the things. But it's just things. None of the things really matter to me. Like, I mean, yes, I want nice things. Yes, I want a nice house and a nice car. But at the end of the day, just being aware and awakened and knowing the things that I know, it is so magical. It is magical and it's exciting. And even though I know that everything I've been taught is a lie, unlearning all of those lies, unlearning the programming and the conditioning in itself, it's magical because you realize that this place, bro, you want to know what just happened? As I'm talking to you, so my TV is right there. I'm going to turn this around real quick so you can see, right? You see my TV? Okay. As I was just talking to you, out of my peripheral, I just saw something run across my TV. And you know what? I know what it is. I know what it is. I don't care. I'm not afraid at all. Like, they don't scare me anymore because I know what it is. I know that this place, it's magical, bro. And I can't really explain it to you. You have to find out for yourself. But it's magical. And what I just said isn't true. I'm just kidding.
I only have one rule. Hurt me with the truth, but never comfort me with a lie. If we're gonna build something real, let's agree on this. We never lie to protect each other. We tell the truth even if it stings, even if it shakes the foundation for a second. Because I'd rather bleed from honesty than be held together by delusion. Relationships are hard. Misunderstandings, timing, wounds we didn't even know we had. That's all real. But lies are optional. Lies are a choice. No. And every time you lie to avoid a fight, you're building a future on land you know isn't solid. Tell me when I'm not showing up. Tell me when you're scared. Tell me what you need. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be honest. Because love doesn't doesn't grow in convenience, it grows in clarity. It grows when two people look each other in the eyes and say, this is where I'm at, are you still with me? Normalize being real. Normalize uncomfortable conversations. Normalize truth with love in it. Because if you're not doing that, we're not in a relationship. We're just two people playing pretend until the truth shows up anyway.
Yes, exactly. What he said.
So this simple movement right here, tapping your feet together, it looks small, but it's actually one of the best ways to move energy through your entire body. When you tap your toes, you're doing 3 things at once. You are boosting circulation. So your feet are full of tiny blood vessels. That tapping motion wakes them up, increases blood flow, and sends fresh oxygen up the legs and into your pelvis, your hips, and your core. 2, you are activating your lymphatic system. The lymph system has no pump. It depends on movement. So toe tapping shakes stagnant lymph, helping your body to flush inflammation, swelling, toxins, even heaviness. 3, moving energy. So traditional Chinese medicine, the feet are the gateway for qi. Qi is your life force. Every tap sends a pulse upward, clearing stuck energy in the calves, the knees, the hips, the womb space, even the prostate. And the best part is it's grounding. That rhythmic tapping sends a signal through the nervous system that says, I'm here, I'm present, I'm safe. So just try it for 60 seconds. Tap, tap. Feel the vibration in your ankles, your legs, your belly, your spine. When you stop, you're gonna really feel the circulation moving. It wakes your entire body up. It's gentle, it's easy, and it's one of the most simple ways to support circulation, lymph flow, and your overall vitality every single day.
I did it this rising for a little while. It works.
Who knew after 200 years, some foods aren't what they seem? 1. Take a store-bought sponge cake, rinse it under water, and knead it. See what's left at the end. Would you still want to eat it? 2. For cooking oil, pour some into a bowl, add a clove of garlic, and let it sit for 5 minutes. If the garlic turns green, it's likely gutter oil. If it stays the same, you're using a safe, healthy oil. 3. To test butter, add a chunk to hot water in a cup and stir. Real butter will melt smoothly, while artificial butter will clump together. 4. For milk, put a drop on a graphite sheet. Fake milk will run quickly without leaving a trace, while real milk moves slowly and leaves a white trail. 5. With honey, pour some into a bowl, add cold water, and swirl the bowl gently in one direction. If honey forms a honeycomb pattern, it's pure. If not, it may be fake. 6. Not sure if your jewelry is real? Hold a magnet to it. Genuine gold or silver won't stick. 7. Pour store-bought orange juice into a glass, then dip in a napkin and stir. If the juice clears up, it likely contains a lot of artificial coloring. Follow me for more everyday life hacks.
That was some good information. I didn't know any of that.
Every time I feel like God ain't there, I always remember that the teacher was quiet during the test. And that's the part. Nobody warns you about the silence. The moments where you pray and nothing changes. The days where you give everything you've got and life still hits back harder. The nights where you're begging for a sign and all you get is stillness. It means you're in a season of proving, not a season of comfort. It means God is watching how you respond when you can't hear Him. How you hold on when nothing makes sense. How you show up when no one's clapping. How you keep walking when the path is dark. Tests aren't meant to feel easy, they're meant to reveal who you're becoming. And the crazy part, every time you thought you were alone, you made it anyway. Every challenge you thought would break you, didn't. Every valley you cried through, you walked out stronger. So if you're in one of those silent seasons right now, breathe. You're not forgotten. You're being strengthened.
Hey, what he said.
It ain't got nothing to do with them. In here, if you say I'd like to go to Paris this year, but I can't afford, you just told 75 trillion cells to see to you don't get to Paris. Huh? That's who you are. And when you find that out, when you find that out, when they told me I had the worst cancer you can find, I told my son, Doc, I said, don't show that to your mother, till after your sister get married. Then I gave it a report. How could they do this? I said, bitch, you better get out of here. You think I'm leaving this pussy here for your high school sweetheart? You out your mind. I ain't going nowhere. I know I'm not going nowhere.
Hey.
If you hope don't work. You never heard no rich, powerful motherfucker say hope. Hope I'll win the war, but a fool.
Hey, my bad for the language. I forget to do the language, so I apologize. But if any of the videos get muted, look and see if they have the words on the screen, because I noticed as the video was going that there was some music in some of the videos. Most times I can erase just the song. Sometimes I can't. The video that I uploaded on Monday had at the end, it's a spiritual video talking about spiritual relationships. That one is going to have to get muted because I can't erase the song. It's saying that it's copywritten and it's got the yellow copyright. So I have to erase that whole segment. But a lot of the videos, if they do get muted, watch the screen because it probably has the words on it. So it's all about what you tell yourself. Everything is in your mind. Everything. Like, yeah, we feel things and our feelings are valid. If you tell yourself it's hard, it's going to be hard. If you tell yourself, I got this and nothing's going to stop me, guess what? You got this and nothing's going to stop you. You have to feed your mind positivity, and you're going to have moments where your brain switches to something negative. Switch it back to positive. You are in control of that. You are in control of your own life. You are. Nobody else. You. You're in control of your thoughts. You are in control of how you respond to your emotions. You are in control. And the rest of the video, I plead the fifth. Thank you for tuning in to Lady Boss Energy, where we uplift, motivate, and inspire each other to get our shit together. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know somebody who needs to see this or who you think would enjoy watching this, share it with them. I hope you have an amazing 24 and the best 7 yet. And I pray the divine radiates love and kindness and compassion and abundance and peace and joy and all the things over your life today, tomorrow, and forever. So I see you on the next one. I love you.